overtime. My daughters both play for the Seton Hill Griffins, and they made the Division II NCAA regionals held at IUP, and we had the late game last night.
Oh.
And let me tell you, so the first game, Winston-Salem State wins by 15. Second game, Gannon wins by 15-17. IUP wins by 19, almost 20. Our game, we're down. We come back, and I have my throat lozenge in, and we cut it. We're down 6 going into the fourth quarter, playing Fayetteville State from North Carolina. Oh, man, we finally tied up. Overtime number 1. Then couldn't do it in overtime number 1. Had to go all the way to the second overtime and get a win. So
you're feeling good, but you're also feeling exhausted.
Yeah, I'm not too exhausted. It's not bad. It's fun. It's more exhausting because, your kids are out there. Now, here's the thing. This is Abby's. This is her final go.
It's her last hurrah.
It is. So when it ends, it ends. Yep. And I've always told my kids when I coached, I said, listen, there's only one team that ends up happy at the end of the year. And that goes for every division, right?
Now, it does go for every division. And I can't imagine your stress watching that happen, knowing that's on the table for Abby. I have to ask about golf right now. Is there only one person that truly goes home happy at the end of a tournament, or some of these guys are making cuts like I'm watching yesterday? Dudes, having to pour in 4-footers with a little movement on 18 to make the cut. How's that? How do you look at that? Because they were doing a big interview. I know they're gassing it up a little bit because it's on Golf Channel, so obviously they're talking about it. It's a huge event. They were talking about guys admitting, Keegan Bradley, I think, saying he was more nervous trying to make the cut yesterday,
I believe,
than he is when he knows he's in contention to actually win a tournament. He says it's more stressful at a big tournament to make the cut than it is to try and win a tournament.
Well, think of it this way. Here's a big thing in golf. When you're in contention, all 3 phases are working for you. You're probably driving
by definition.
By definition, you're driving it good. You're hitting your irons good. You're putting it good. You're not even thinking about making the cut. You're thinking about making sure you don't do anything, to upset the opportunity to win that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
When you're right around that cut line, I mean, it's human nature. It's like the shot clock is buckling down under 10. Yep. And you got to sneak it in, maybe hole 17 and 18, and whether you need a birdie or you just need 2 pars. Sometimes it's a lot better when you need a birdie because you stay aggressive. Other times, I mean, we've all done it. All I have to do is par this one, knock it in the middle of the green and 2-putt. Well, sometimes that's a little
harder than it should be.
Little easier said than done. Correct.
Bradley, at a tournament where the cut line was +2, shot 77 on day 1, and then just casually came back with a 66 to make the cut. But the story of this, and I think it's one of the best tournaments there is, I personally think that they usually have a setup because it doesn't jump from course to course. There's a little more of a standardized thing there. Sometimes you'll get a PGA Championship, which is an incredibly deep field, but it might be at a course that does not inspire the eyeball, is what I'll say.
No, you're right.
And Sawgrass does. It's a Pete Dye masterpiece, and the wind is blowing. They've got the greens a little firmer. They're going to get firmer today before maybe some rain on Sunday. But the story is the guy that we played the clip from early on to start here, and that's Ludwig Oberg, a guy who missed a couple of cuts early, had to withdraw from a tournament. But he was T3 at Bay Hill last week, which is a big boy golf course, too, where you can't cheap your way around it. You got to be able to hit the golf ball. Out in 29, in 34. He had 1 flub chip away from a bogey-free round, 2 eagles on the front. Like I said, 5 under through 4 holes today. He starts birdie, eagle, birdie, birdie, just stuffing it on every flag. An eagle on 9.
Yep.
And he was taking advantage, by the way, of par 5s that I think are like legit par 5s still on the PGA Tour. And as soon as I say that, I see you over there smirking because these are not like, oh yeah, driver 7-iron because everyone hits at 330. You can do whatever you want. These are pretty tough par 5s that require strategy and placement. He played them yesterday 6 under par on a round where he was 9 under.
Yeah, that's amazing. These guys, Chris, it's amazing. I mean, and yes, the PGA Tour sets up their par 5s most of the time to make them legitimate par 5s, just like you said. But
Sawgrass is a different beast.
Sawgrass is because the strategy on all those shots, like 16. I saw a thing where they showed and not to jump off of Oberg, but Rory McIlroy, since 2003, has played 16, 17, and 18, 27 under par. Well, there's only really one real good scoring hole there, and that's 16, the par 5.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that par 3, anything can happen. And then 18, I mean, it's hold on for dear life. I mean, that's a very difficult hole. But it just goes to show you how good these guys are. And, you know, if you've never seen these guys play in person, recommend take your chance to go do it.
In the case of Ludwig, the reason I bring him up is because in those par 5s specifically, usually it's just mash it down there on a typical tour course, like you're at just regular old course that is not sawgrass. That was not almost purpose-built to do this. It was purpose-built to do this. You can just smash one down there. If you're in the rough, probably have a decent lie, and you can probably wail on one and get it either close or on the green. You can have it on the wrong side of the fairway on one of these par 5s down there, especially on 11, I think, which is kind of just a crazy hole. You can have it on the wrong side of the fairway, and you're not getting home in 2.
Right.
And the moguls, the little pop bunkers, all the slope, all the tilt. You're always worried about the wind just blowing a ball towards the water. I just thought what he did to those par 5s was pretty much surgical.
It is.
And he's a dude, I don't know, when I watch him, I always think if there's this is going to sound crazy to you, but I've been beating the drum for him for a while. If there's one dude on this tour, more even than Rory at this point, who barely made the cut, that could challenge Scheffler for several years to come, because Rory's in his upper 30s now. He's not like young, and Scotty's, I think 28 or 29. Oberg's 25. I look at the swing. I look at, the fact that he might have found the putter finally on a consistent basis. He's like a robot in a good way.
Yep.
And he had the robot swing going, and he brought that place to its knees yesterday, and it's not supposed to be that easy to go out and do what he did, because it was a pretty breezy 63. It wasn't like he was stressing on many holes.
That's what I was just going to say. If you've ever played Florida golf, and when that breeze starts going, oh, man, it's not that easy. And these guys make it look that easy, and you're 100% right. Ludwig, if there's anybody that's going to be around for a long, long time at the top of the leaderboard, God bless him. Hopefully he stays healthy. It's him. I mean, you could see even last year, even when he would have, he tended last year to have 1 or 2 holes that kept him, from being in contention in a couple.
He would blow up. Yeah, he had a couple weird things happen on the West Coast out there. Yeah,
couple triples, couple quads. It was really wild. But you could tell, he was figuring it out. And golf is a learning process, and he's going to learn how to win. And it's a tough thing to do, but 63,
29, like I said, going out. And then, so he's the story. He's too clear of the field, and this would be for him a guy who's obviously challenged at Augusta, who's been in the mix at the Masters, and has also, I want to say, got to go back and look at the finishes, but has been on, sniffing around for a little bit in other majors. This would be the biggest win of his career. The other story for me, and it's a good leaderboard. Like I'm going to run off names here. Xander, 2-time major winner, second.
And Xander shot 7 under yesterday.
I know.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You're going to laugh about that. I'll save what I'm going to say about him for a minute from now. Actually, I'll just say it now because I want to get to what I think is the biggest story. Xander is a great player. He's literally good at everything. You hear him after the round. It's not like he's giving you monotone answers. No juice for me. I try to I'm like, oh yeah, come on, Xander. Let's.
Yeah.
These guys captivate you for one reason or another. Like Scotty is the footwork, the dominance, the closest we've seen to Tiger really since Tiger. Oberg's just a robot who, when he gets going, it's like fun to watch somebody mow a course down. Justin Thomas's personality. Cam Young's got a hitch in his swing. Yeah. Xander's just a dude who's out there. He does everything pretty well. Ho-hum. And he could absolutely win this tournament and wouldn't surprise anybody. But, it's the weirdest thing. He's one of the best players in the world by reputation and by accomplishment the last couple of years, and he's in second by himself, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not fair. I don't even need, you to necessarily, go after me for that or have, a counter opinion. It's just weird that a guy who's that good, for whatever reason, does not move the needle the way some of these dudes do. So Cam Young's 9 under. Corey Connors, this is a ball striker's paradise. Yeah. You just talked about you got to be committed and hit the shots in the Florida breeze and all the water. He's at 8. Justin Thomas is at 8. Yeah. He's found the form. Sepp Straka, and then at 7. And then we got one other name before I move on to the real story here for me, which is a guy named Jacob Bridgman, who's T7 at 6 under. Very interesting thing about this guy, in my opinion. He is very good. He's already won this year. Mm-hmm. And yet, I feel like if you're a person who maybe is not as avid as you or I are about golf, if you're like somebody who tunes in most of the time on Saturday and Sunday to see what's going on, you would have no idea that this guy who's only 26 is as good as he is, because you know where he ranks in the world golf ranking right now?
No.
Well, if you had to guess, what would you guess?
Bridgman?
Yeah. Because I'm asking you this way that it's higher than you think.
Oh, absolutely.
Where do you think he ranks?
Tell me this. How many years has he been on? Is this his second year?
He turned pro in 2022. He was on the tour. He has on the PGA Tour 67 starts.
Oh, wow.
So that should give you like, and he made 33 starts on Korn Ferry.
How about that? And I can't even tell you.
67 tour starts.
Till this year, I don't even ever remember seeing his name.
Okay, but that's the point I'm going to make here about this guy. Yep. He has one win. He's 22nd in the world golf ranking. Okay, wow. So he's a beast.
Wow.
And he won this year. That's his first one. He's got 3 top 10s already. He's 3rd in the FedEx Cup, okay?
Wow.
The thing that is wild about him is he's pretty much been steadily good, but he hasn't won.
Yep.
And so I feel like the average person goes, who the hell is that guy? Yeah. And why should I care about Jacob Bridgman? And then you find out, oh, no. Actually, as a matter of fact, this dude won the Genesis. He won a big boy golf event. Wow. And I just think that's like kind of
22nd. That's amazing.
Yeah, 22nd. Anyway, the story, though, for me, going down the Jacob Bridgman rabbit hole.
Wait, time out before you get there.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my Fleetwood tracker on for you. He's in 10th
at 5.
place.
I have him in a daily fantasy lineup.
Do you?
He's done some work for me. I'm winning. Yeah. I'm winning because a bunch of people put Morikawa on the list, and that didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Tweaked his back after one swing in round 1. The story for me here, besides Ludwig Oberg going nuts yesterday, is I can't believe I'm asking this because this particular player still in what I will call a very down year so far. This player has 3 top 10s and a win in what I will call, like I said, a bit of a bumpy year for him right now.
Bumpy start
to the year. Again, I point out he has won a tournament already this season. He has top 10 3 times. In other words, he's got the exact same year that Jacob Bridgman's having. He won the Amex T3, T4, T12, T24. Scotty Scheffler barely made the cut. Mm-hmm. He made it 1 in under the number, +1. And he had all 4 rounds at Bay Hill in the 70s. That's a tough track. So you're not like stunned to see that would happen for him. He has now played those 6 straight rounds in the 70s, 72, 73. He does not look like a Terminator suddenly. What the heck is going on here? He's missing everything right off the tee. The guy never misses right. His whole game is basically, I only miss left.
Yeah.
And he just looks like a human being again.
Well, I'd be curious to know, Chris, how is he during the Florida swing? Obviously, he went out.
He went out west. He did fine. Obviously, was good out west. And then, like I said, at Bay Hill, he was T24. But it's just been a weird. It's been a bit of a weird trend for him, where just the results very literally have gotten worse each week. T3, T4, T12, T24. So that's what's kind of a head scratcher for me. Is why a guy that you would assume maybe would start slow a little bit. Has gone the other way. Started very fast and then has backed up a little. Yeah,
well, at Scotty, and if you notice, his Achilles heel so far this year was the first round, the opening rounds. He was playing terrible Thursday rounds.
Yep.
And then
72 or he's 63 at the Amex, which he won.
Yeah.
And was insane. 73, 72, 74, and 70 up through Bay Hill. Yeah. 72 yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I should say, on Thursday. So his scoring average is basically 1 over par, 2 over. Right. So he's played golf on, other than that 63, he's played like a very tour average player. And he's also, here's the one stat I dug up. he was number one in proximity on approach. So he was hitting it closer more regularly than any player on tour last year. Yeah. I think by a lot, but I know he was first. He's like 109th this year.
Yeah.
Which tells me all I need to know. Yeah. He's not the world's greatest putter. He kind of benefited from he always had opportunities and he never made bogeys.
Well, it tells you one of two things. He's either, and I think you already said it, he's not putting himself in position off the tee to be able to be, attack those flags like he wants to and be able to be, because I think he's still a really good ball striker, but usually that has to do with where you're attacking those flags from.
Right.
If you're in the rough where they put those pins and all that stuff, it's you got to be safe, and
especially at a course like this where if you're in the rough, you actually can't play. Oberg did get a big break yesterday, and I know you were basketballing, so you're seeing bits and pieces at times. Embedded ball off the tee.
Yeah.
Hit one right into a mogul. It did not move. It did not bounce. They never saw it bounce, and he actually got embedded ball relief, and then he almost birdied the hole. So.
Yeah, that's funny, the old embedded ball rule,
Is it good? Is it good for golf, in your opinion, like overall, if Scotty actually has to struggle to find it a little bit? Or do you, like as a viewer, I'm wondering this. Tiger I never understood the fascination when I was that age, watching him come up, because he dominated every week. And people were just like, no, I want to tune in to see him kick tail, like beat everybody badly. I'm wondering as a viewer what you find more compelling. Like now there's going to be, Scotty's not going to win this tournament. He's not going to go 62-62 and run. It probably wouldn't even be enough there if he did that. He's not going to run these guys down. So do you find that search for him a little adversity compelling, or no?
Well, the adversity part, I think that's neat with, like when I watched Tiger, as long, he didn't have to be on page 1, but if he was on page 2, you knew Saturday and Sunday he was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to end up on page 1. Whether he won or not, really mattered about if the other guys choked a little bit more than they.
Well, I think in this day and age, too, these guys aren't afraid of Scotty because they're all athletes. Tiger was the best athlete on tour, and now all these dudes do.
They
all look like him in his prime.
Correct.
Like 6'2" and just pummeling the golf ball.
Yes, correct. But I do like to see Scotty a little bit further back, even like the beginning of the year, like you talked about, like at Pebble the last day. If he didn't have those 3 bogeys, he probably would have won.
Probably wins, yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't shoot 72. I mean, you could say he's got 3 wins already if he doesn't shoot 73, 72.
Right.
I mean, you can say that.
Yep.
You could even say that if he doesn't shoot 74 at Genesis. I mean, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills bringing this up with you, because we're talking about a guy who seems, has he lost it a little bit?
Nah.
He shot 3 bad rounds and he could have won 4 tournaments in a row, having played better in the first round. So
I don't think he's lost it, but he's not in the zone.
He's definitely looking, and Tiger never really, I think, got like flack for this. Scotty is, I don't know if it's just because people pay more attention or if it's because he's so like low key, low energy seeming when things are going well. He's getting a little catty out there on the course. He's not exactly
a little agitated
for a guy who's got like the slowest heartbeat on tour. Tiger wore the emotions on his sleeve, which is why people liked him.
Right.
And when it would go bad, he'd slam a club or occasionally like cuss, and he would get caught on camera and on mic doing that. Scotty does not look like a happy camper out there. He looks like a dude searching for it.
No, and that happens in golf, and we all do get, maybe.
Not you. I mean, not the pro. Not you. You're
every
flat line. Flat line, brother.
Yeah, every once in a while. Once in a while, it happens to all of us. Yeah, you got to let that energy out a little bit. But, it's funny. I mean, Scotty puts a high expectation on himself. He wants to win them all. He doesn't want to win, like you said, 1 or 2 or 3. He wants to win them all, in which that's what makes him so fun to watch.
The thing that I think is funny, and we'll take a break after this, because there's another huge story that happened in golf months ago that we have to cover on this show, you and I. We haven't had a chance to talk about it.
What did we cover?
Wait, there's a radio tease. I'm going to tell you this. The one funny thing is, it's always that Scotty looks like the course didn't do what he thought it should do. You know what I mean? We're like you could say, like, it's one thing to say, I hit a terrible shot, or like, I met a bad putt. He's been hitting these putts and going like, why didn't it do that?
Yeah.
I think people are like a little bit like, Yeah, there's two ways to complain here, buddy, and that ain't the good one.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you're putting, I always used to like that guy when he missed one and he went up and he tapped it down like it hit a spike mark.
Yeah.
And it's like, brother, we got these smart TVs and, unbelievable views. Like, that ball didn't move. Now, the only one was Fleetwood's last year would have hit that ball mark and it moved.
Yes, that was unfortunate.
Yes.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah,
I agree.
Correct. Yep.
I said this, though. So, Ludwig Oberg, he's too clear of the field. It should be an excellent weekend at the Players at TPC Sawgrass. I am personally rooting for him because I have tried to kind of put him on the pedestal as the next true Scheffler challenger. So we'll see. I'll look a lot smarter if he and I did pick him to win this week, actually. So I picked Oberg to win before the tournament started.
Did you really?
May have put a small wager in on him to win.
Oh, wow.
So there could be I could have a fiduciary interest in the outcome of this golf tournament.
Wow.
There is also a huge story in golf that we haven't had a chance to cover, except it happened several months ago. Craig doesn't even know what it is yet. I'm going to spring that one on him coming up next. We're back for the year on Going Low. Glad to have you. Be right back here on 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. The World Baseball Classic saw Team USA advance to the semifinals, courtesy of a 5-3 victory over Canada. On Friday, the Americans will go against the DR in the semis on Sunday. Tonight, the Penguins return to the ice in Utah playing the Mammoth. Puck drop is at 9. Fan Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more headlines, you can visit 937thefan.com.
Lynch Golf Sales at Pine Creek and Allison Park is the #1 golf club fitter in the area. Not only do they have the best two fitters, Jim Lynch and Zach Stein, they only do their fitting outdoors on their driving range. If you get fit indoors, you're not being fit. You must see ball flight to be fit properly. They also do fitting the day of purchase, so there is never a fitting fee. So when you're ready for the best club fitting experience, set up your appointment today. Lynch Golf Sales, 412-492-9990.
Fan Weather is brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Chilly today and cloudy, a high of 47.
When you're in Pittsburgh, you drink local. Iron City beer, brewed here since 1861. It's Iron City time. And now Iron City comes to you. Your hotel, your home, your door. Delivered in as little as 60 minutes with beverages2u.com. When the world comes to Pittsburgh, we drink local. Welcome to Iron City. Delivered from Beverages, the number 2, the letter U.com. Grab the limited Iron City Draft Collector's Can. Available now at Beverages, the number 2, the letter U.com.
Golf season is back, and it's time to claim your spot at Conley Resort and Golf Club. Conley is forming new weekly golf leagues for players that want great competition, a beautifully maintained 18-hole course, and the perfect place to unwind after the round. Grab your buddies, form a team, and make Conley's your weekly golf night. Great golf, cold drinks, and bragging rights on the line. Want to make a weekend of it? Come stay and add Suncrest Golf and Grill to the fun to play 36. Visit ConleyResort.com. Conley Resort and Golf Club, where the round doesn't end on the 18th.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I need a little range. Step to the range. Come on, meet me at the range.
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Just 20 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh and 10 minutes from the airport, Moon Golf Course offers a beautiful 18-hole course that's perfect for players of all skill levels. Whether you're squeezing in a quick round, planning a weekend outing with friends, or hosting a golf event, Moon Golf Course delivers scenic fairways, great conditions, and a relaxing day on the links. Book your tee time today and experience one of the area's hidden gems. Visit moongolfclub.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. 93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com.
Okay, golfers, we're here to talk about golf.
Helping you with your golf game. This is Going Low, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Glad to have you back here on Going Low, the first 2026 edition of the show. Alongside PGA professional Craig Mankins, it's Chris Muller. We'll be out and about at various locations in the area in the coming weeks and months. You can join us Wednesday, March 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Baseball Card Castle in advance of our special Giant Eagle Feed the Need radiothon here on The Fan. Stop by and listen to bid on select items or donate by texting NEED, N-E-E-D, to 50155. All auction proceeds will benefit the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Now, Craig, I said there was a big golf story.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Happened months ago. You actually have a hand in this, but I haven't had a chance on the air to talk to you about it.
Oh, boy.
Going Low, as a show, collectively, took home a title. A West Penn Golf Association title, the Net Championship. I sat right in this chair, Craig, and I held up that Richard Falchetti trophy as the champion. You already forgot I told you about this. That's okay.
I did forget, yeah.
Going Low took home a title. Off season, technically, because we were already done with the show for the year at that point. But you asked me during the break, because I kept you in the dark to see if you would remember. You said, how's the putting been, by the way? Because you had me forward pressing. We had
it's coming back now, too.
Right. So, I mean, I owe you for this. I was editing a little sizzle reel yesterday on Instagram. I had a little, just all the tee shots, basically, from that tournament put together.
You didn't get the bill? I didn't. I mailed it. I must have had the wrong address.
Yeah,
I mailed the bill.
Yeah, I'm sure. Check's in the mail. But, that was the big one. And my whole thought with this show this year is we'll do a lot of tour talk in the start, maybe local golf talk here in this part of the show, and then whatever at the end, this and that. But you, I think, are one of two people, along with my buddy Sean McCall, the pro at Hickory Heights, who caddied for me that day.
Yeah,
I had a lot of a lot of people in their feelings that I had a professional golfer caddying for me, as if he was hitting the shots on that day or something. Right. I think I owe the two of you the most, because my putting was a disaster, and you and I went out for a very fateful 9 holes at Cedar Brook.
Yeah, that's right.
The last show, I think, of the year for us.
Mm-hmm.
And you said we're not playing for blood. We're just playing a fun 9, no money on the line, which is why you told me this on the 3rd hole and not the 8th hole, I think you said. And you said, I got to help you with the putting. And you had me start forward pressing it a little bit, just move the handle of the putter more to the left thigh and not the middle of the stance. It's been a complete game changer.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, and that's our job and Sean will tell you the same thing as PGA pros. We enjoy helping people and helping golfers. And the best part about it is, we enjoy it. And then you texting me and calling me when you play well and you tell me you got it figured out and you laugh. And, my saying always was, teasing my friends that I helped out. I go, it's not a hobby. I go,
say no hobby.
Yeah, this ain't a hobby. But that's pretty neat, which I'm glad, because you had trouble seeing the line, if you don't remember.
Well, I also discovered something else. I had trouble seeing the line. I was probably overloft in the putt or whatever.
Yeah, correct.
I am right-handed and left eye dominant, I have discovered, which is not the common. It's usually whatever handedness you are is the eye dominance.
Correct.
I found out that I think Nicholas and Hogan or somebody were like that. So he would, I guess, do something with his head right before he putted. He would tilt his head slightly as a primer to get his putting stroke going. So that was something I discovered during all of this. And then I just wasn't putting with confidence, which, as you know, is kiss of death.
Right.
And as soon as you flipped that switch for me, everything got easier on the greens. When I went and played that round at Chartiers for the Net Championship, I needed every stroke because I won by 1 point, which means if I had shot one stroke worse in actuality, I would have lost or been in a playoff or whatever. And I think I had 1 3-putt the whole day.
That's awesome.
And it was a par 3,
awesome.
so it was on the green and then 3-putted from 75 feet up 3 levels, but that was it. So I owe you. And now we've got major chance. It's like
Well.
When they put Sir Nick Faldo or something in the booth, you know he's he's big time because he's got a major. And Josh Roundtree came in here and had to give me the trophy on the air.
How about that? That's awesome. Congrats.
So here is the goal. Thank you. I do owe you. Here is the goal for this year. Get the index. It's got to go down another 2 shots, I think.
What are you?
8-3.
Okay.
Because I was reverse sandbagger. I was an honest man. Because I was posting a 76 right before that event, like playing my best golf of the summer by a mile, and I was posting every number.
Yep.
And I got to get down to, I think, below a 6.5 to try to qualify for the mid-am.
Oh yeah,
that's the big boy goal.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
because somebody who will remain nameless when I posted about this on Facebook said, "Oh, nice win. Now try playing in a real tournament where you don't get strokes." I will. That person will not be named on the air, but I took note of that. So got to get below 6.5.
Just remember this, Chris, and anybody that's ever played golf with me, they're going to tell you I was never impressing anybody with my ball striking. Hitting 17 greens out of 18 or 16 greens.
You rolled it though. If you still roll it.
If you believe in yourself, that's better. That's better than actually being. Because you'll see guys. I had an old timer tell me one time, don't be afraid of the guy that's got the beautiful, pretty swing. Be afraid the guy wants to play you a $10 Nassau, and he's got a unique swing. Because guess what? He knows what he's doing with it. And he understands and he believes in his game. And that's the guy you got to watch out for.
The one example of that I remember reading about in a book by Dave Pelz, who passed pretty recently, but the short game guru. He said he was on a tee. It's funny you just mentioned that, like the perfect swing versus the crummy swing, and the guy who clearly just figured it out how to get around the course. Do you remember Gabe Brewer, who won the Masters in '67? He said he described it as a swing that produced low, powerful hooks, but he said he looked like he was trying to squash a bug on the inside back of the golf ball.
Yeah.
Like the least elegant swing he's ever seen. Couldn't really putt.
Yep.
At least to his eye. And then he'd go, and he said he saw somebody who looked like it came out of central casting. So he goes to the scoreboard after walking the course at whatever this tournament was. He says the perfect swing guy shot 73, Brewer shot 69.
Yep.
He's like, well, there must be something here that I'm missing.
That's right.
You're also, by the way, just for the record, phenomenal person to play with. You'll help anybody. Again, depending on if there's money on the line with your pal Chris, it'll be either on the 7th or 8th hole out of 9 or on the 3rd hole.
18th hole.
Yeah, maybe the 17th hole. Fair enough, by the way. I think that's completely noble. You are the kind of guy, though, that would make me nervous if I didn't already know you, because your putter wrap looks like...
looks like John McEnroe's tennis racket.
It's like mummified. It looks like the mummy is kind of needs like a touch-up.
Yep.
When was the last time you changed the grip on that thing or did anything to the grip with that?
Well, I do put a new wrap on it every year.
So it is.
That goes back to my high school and college years. And I think I read something in Golf Digest where it said, and when I was a kid, sometimes you get a little tense, you grip it a little too tight. And I'll tell you who it was. Give me a second. I'll remember
But you got you have a tennis, old school tennis wrap.
Old school tennis wraps. Yeah, you can literally go buy them, 3 for $10 at Dick's Sporting Goods and put them on there. And yeah, I do. And I've always had that. Dan Braun, he laughs at me all the time. The previous pro at Indiana Country Club, the president of the Tri-State PGA. And we played tons of golf together. And he's like, what is with that thing? And I laughed. And then after he got to know me, he goes, yeah, you better not change that.
You hold putts with it. So it's kind of all that matters. Speaking of, I was just looking through, for me, obviously, I'm thinking about West Penn Golf Association events, Tri-State PGA. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about tournaments. What's the big one every year that you are always just circling? For people who don't know, because you're still out there playing, you're still out there competing, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the one you just circle every year for you personally?
In the Tri-State PGA, the one you always circle is the section championship.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go play that, the reason you do that, and which I'm getting up there in age now, but you circle that because if you play 2 really good rounds, you get to go compete against the rest of the PGA of America.
Mm-hmm.
All the other sections, and we go to the PGA championship for, the PGA
that one gets thrown on TV too.
Well, it does. It's always on the Golf Channel, and then if you were to do really well there, you could be hitting it around in a PGA championship.
Could pull a Michael Block.
Yeah, that's why. Well, there's a lot of good guys locally, including one of my good personal friends, Justin Moose and Easton Renwick. And, I mean, those guys can play. And Justin, I just played with them last week, and, the weather was really, really, really good. And he finally got a driver that he can't hit to the left. And we played the Latrobe Elks. He literally, number one, he hit it 8 feet off the tee, par 4 down the hill. Then he has a par 3. The next par 5, he hit driver 7-iron, middle of the green. The next par 5 back into the wind, driver 5-iron, middle of the green. The next par 4, which I think is, if I remember right, it's like 338. He was 10 yards to the left of the green. And I'm sitting here laughing going, man, I'd like to do that one time. It really makes it.
He hits it different.
Yeah.
He hits it very different.
And when you hit it dead straight, and it might have a little peel to the right, like if you take one side of the golf course out of play, whether you hit it 330 yards like he does, or whether you hit it 250 yards, or whether you hit it 180 yards.
If you take one side out of play, you know where it's going to go. It's either going straight or to this side of the course. That's
going to free you up. That's going to free everybody up.
That's like great advice for anybody of any skill level is find a way, figure out a swing that eliminates one side of the course. For most, I think, I would say for better players, you're always trying to eliminate the left, right? I think typically better right-handed player wants to eliminate missing it left.
And in the old days, the better player hit it a little right to left. But yes,
no one does that anymore.
You control the cut. Yeah. Here's the interesting part. Like all those pros, now all their wedges, they have most of them have just a little draw on them. You know why? Because that produces more spin. Because the club face is a little bit closed, you're coming inside at it. They can control it, spin it more, and hold that ball right there in those tough positions. But you're right, everything else, a lot of them have those little fades.
By the way, you mentioned Easton Renwick. I played with him in a little event at the end of the year last year, just a Ryder Cup style event. I do not say this to down talk anybody that's a big local player of any repute.
Yep.
And I said this to Sean McCall, our mutual buddy, who was playing in the event in the group with us. I think Sean's a great player. I've seen Sean shoot some very low rounds. Easton is the closest thing I think I've seen to a tour player around here as far as the way he hits the golf ball.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
just absolutely smashes it on a. We have cameras in front of us, by the way. You're on camera for the first time. The width of the camera is maybe 2.5 inches. I think the ball moves about 2.5 inches laterally in the air for him. Just outrageously good.
Right. They both do. They hit it different. And when you find somebody that hits it different and is a ball striker like that, it's really fun to watch. Yeah.
I mean, it was staggering.
Yeah. If you get a chance, make sure you get out and play with them again because it's fun to go around and watch.
One other thing we'll get to coming up in a couple of minutes, there was a psycho round yesterday as far as like a crazy scorecard.
Really?
One of our YouTubers, the YouTube chat is I know we're going to build the audience as they recall that this show is now on YouTube every day.
Okay.
But we are going to go over one of the crazier rounds that was played yesterday. And then here, I wanted to ask you this before we go because I was talking to you. You just mentioned sectionals, obviously, are the big one for you is Tri-State
Section
PGA.
Championship. Yep.
All right. Very quickly, I told you my goal is to qualify for the mid-am. Get the index low enough. Got to throw a couple more solid rounds at it, but I think that shouldn't be too tough.
Yep.
Could try to qualify at one of two places. And I'm going to have a child here, number 3, in early June.
When's the qualifier?
Okay, so that's what I'm getting to. Now, the mid-am itself is at Fox Chapel Country Club, which is...
That's my favorite.
It's very nice.
That's my favorite in Pittsburgh.
There's something that you're dangling a carrot for yourself, right? There's 2 qualifiers. The first one is at Green Oaks Country Club on July 23rd. I've played Green Oaks before in a net championship several years back.
Okay.
Had a chance there, actually, to do pretty well. The other qualifier is August 20th at Totteridge. Now, I am torn having played both places. I think, right, I've never tried to do this. I'm assuming I'll have a chance to do it this year, hopefully. I assume you can try to qualify each time?
No.
Or you got to pick one?
No, you got to pick one.
Okay, that makes this a better question. Where would you try to qualify?
If I'm Craig Mankins
if you're
or if I'm Chris
No, you know how I get it, a little bit wild out there, but...
You have to play Totteridge.
Totteridge?
Yeah.
Think Green Oaks is no bueno for me?
No, not that it's no bueno. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You're like I was. I grew up a public linkster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not that you can't handle the greens at Green Oaks, but the Green Oaks greens in a qualifying situation, because we've played many tournaments there at the Tri-State PGA, and they'll get really, really fast. Totters, they can get really fast. But here's the one thing. So you're putting the ball a lot better. One of your best clubs in your bags is your driver.
When it's going good, yeah.
Yeah, when it's going good, in which your length at Totter gives you a distinct advantage over some of the other guys, because all you have to do is qualify. Here's what you have to do. I don't know how many places they take, but you don't have to be first. You just have to be top.
No, I've been told that, but I have zero concept of what that will take. Like, if I shoot 77, is that getting it done? Like, I have no idea.
In a mid-am, you'd have to look. You'd have to go back, and I'm sure we have some people that we know at the West Penn where you could ask.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not familiar with what those, like, I'm more familiar with, like, the amateur qualifier.
Yeah.
You know, or
that's big boy.
Or the open qualifier where.
Yeah, I expect this to be the most attainable of the three here.
Correct.
It's people who aren't trying to be.
No, correct. You're 100% right. And which I would think, something there in the mid 70s would probably qualify you.
All right. Well, I'm going to take your advice then. I'm probably going to roll the ball out there for myself at Totteridge and see what happens.
I don't know however many times you've played at Green Oaks, because Green Oaks is
played it once. You've played it once, and I played reasonably well, but I had a couple blow up holes. But that was in a Stableford situation where you don't care.
See, if you have to put it in, there's a couple tricky holes there that you gotta.
The only thing about Totteridge is I already know the holes at Totteridge that psych me out. 7, the par 5 from at the top of the hill. You got all the tiers coming down the hill.
That's easy. We'll get you through that one. What's another one?
Pro, 15, which is, there's not a problem there. It's just you're supposed to. The par 5. Yeah. I always get psyched out, and instead of trying to just aim it down the middle and maybe, peel it off left a little.
Do not try to cut that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I end up accidentally cutting it into like a field of grain.
Oh, you cut it to the right. I thought you meant you were cutting this.
No. Instead of just hit the ball straight and just take it where it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, we hit it into field and stream territory.
It's actually a lot larger of a landing area. That's a great visual coming out of that.
It's a mess.
Yeah. In which you're not going to be in the mid-am. The good thing is you're not going to be playing it all the way back.
I would assume like somewhere between whites and blues typically.
Yeah, so you'll be up at the
62,
edge.
6,300 yards maybe.
Yeah, you'll be able to aim. There's a tree out there at the end you aim at. Yep, I'll help you out.
All right. Coming up, we did have one hilarious round yesterday. It's also a guy that, I said Xander Schauffele doesn't really move the needle for a ton of people, or at least for me. This guy does move the needle, and he's back on the PGA Tour, and he had himself an interesting day. We'll go over that from the Players' Championship as well. Actually, a couple very interesting days to talk about for certain players in this championship coming up next. Going Low, he's Craig Mankins. I'm Chris Muller. We're back for 2026. And also, we've got our guy Sean Myers on the board. So it's a Westmoreland County themed show. I'm outnumbered here. Some Westmoreland County royalty involved in today's show. He's got a headline. We'll be right back on Going Low.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Pirates claimed a victory in spring training baseball on Friday, 7-5 at the expense of the Detroit Tigers. Mike Clevenger got the victory working 4 1/3. He gave up just 1 hit, a couple of earned runs, and 5 strikeouts for the Buccos. Elsewhere in baseball, Team USA 5-3 victors against Canada in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. That means the Americans are on to the semis, where they will play the Dominican Republic Sunday night. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/GatorXUV. nothing runs like a deer.
Citizens is your live entertainment partner in Pittsburgh. A Citizens debit or credit card automatically gives you VIP access to pre-sale tickets for popular concerts and shows and skip-the-line entry at 2 Pittsburgh area entertainment venues. The Roxy Theater presented by Citizens and the brand new Citizens Live at the Wiley, coming soon to the Lower Hill District. Get the latest news and learn more about exclusive cardholder benefits. Visit citizensbank.com/Pittsburgh-music today. Once again, that's citizensbank.com/Pittsburgh-music.
For over 50 years, the Jim Shorkey Auto Group has been built on trust and family values. And at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills, that tradition continues with great service and great deals. We have your perfect Mitsubishi, like Green Car Journal's 4-time Family Green Car of the Year, the Mitsubishi Outlander. And with a 10-year warranty, 2 years of prepaid maintenance, and 5 years of unlimited roadside coverage, you'll drive with Mitsubishi confidence. Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills.
Call 412-453-8035 for warranty, maintenance, and roadside assistance details.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation, home of the buy two, get two free offer.
If you're looking to take your golf game to the next level, or if you just want to join a community of nearly 40,000 other players in the region, be sure to check out the WPGA. Hey friends, Josh Roundtree here to tell you about the Western Pennsylvania Golf Association. For the last 125 years, the WPGA has been the resource for local golfers of all skill levels in Western PA. To learn more about all of the resources that the WPGA has to offer, including an affordable membership program and competitions, check out WPGA.org or find the WPGA on Twitter and Instagram at the WPGA.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Good shot. If you like golf, you're in the right spot.
Thanks to T.O.
This is the Going Low Show, powered by Bowser Chevrolet on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Let's check fan weather very quickly here. It's brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Chilly, cloudy today, a high of 47. I'm not Irish, but I will be walking in the parade. And therefore, I have layers packed in my little green bag here. It's going to be cold, though. Going to be warmer tomorrow. I might try to sneak out and play. I don't really know where.
Yeah, tomorrow's the day to play, because then we have a little break.
Here's what I'm going to do is do the old, I don't know where I'm going to play, and then I'm going to cough and say, like, Josh Roundtree, you could help me out here. Josh, buddy, pal. Need to try to sneak out, though. Last year, I played on my birthday. I tell you, so my birthday was Thursday, and I played last year on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
40,
How old?
41.
41,
but I'm looking to make it the best golfing and physical decade of my life. That's my goal. Played last year on my birthday. It was like 39 degrees. Went out to North Park. Just played 9 holes because I thought I'd sneak out and do it. And it got a little warmer, so it was actually a good day to play. And first hole of the year was a birdie.
Nice.
First hole of the year, I remember last year, was a drive down the middle, a little baby cut down 7-iron from like $150 to 10 feet and in. And then I could say it was all downhill from there, but it really wasn't.
No,
the year was like a wild ride. Do you know that? I think I told you this. My index went up 3 shots to start the year, so I was up from an 11 to a 14 and back down to an 8 by the end of the year.
Yeah, that
psycho round.
Well, it happens, and depending on where those good scores are located in your handicap, if those all disappear.
They're all piled up at the end, so they ain't going anywhere for a while.
That's not happening.
We've got a bunch of fat to cut before we get to the good stuff here. So I don't think the number's going anywhere. Speaking of crazy up and down wild rides, Mr. Toad's wild ride, Brooks Koepka. There's 2 guys actually who had crazy first 2 days here at Sawgrass. Brooks Koepka made it. He got in there. He went -2 yesterday. And that was on the heels of him shooting even in the first round. So he made the cut comfortably by 4 shots. But I am going to just read you his round from number 7 on. And he did start on 1, okay?
6 straight pars to start.
6 straight pars, ho-hum golf. That's just good, solid, professional golf. You know, not getting out ahead of your skis, anything. Starting on hole 7, I'm just going to read Brooks Koepka all the way to the finish. Birdie, 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 par, birdie, bogey, double bogey, birdie, birdie, par, birdie. He made 2 pars in the last 12 holes. 2. Yeah. He made 7 birdies, and he only shot 2 under. I mean, I think the tour is way better for him being back now. Oh. He did it the real way. Patrick Reed, by the way, is going to be getting back on tour the old-fashioned way by just not having played a live event, and he is ripping up the DP World Tour, which I don't know if you've noticed. He's already won like 2 or 3 times over there this year.
So why?
He'll get the battlefield. He'll get the true promotion back by just winning like a tour card back that way from the top 10 guys on the DP.
Yeah,
get the PGA Tour card. So Reed's going to be back like later this summer.
He's you know what?
He's a bit of a scoundrel, which he's not a bit of one.
He's a villain.
He's a villain, and Koepka for some people is a villain because he used to act like he was too cool for school and would have rather been playing a quote real sport.
Right.
But Koepka clearly that's an act, and he loves competing out there.
Yep.
I think it's a better tour with him back.
But you know who I like? Yeah, Reed. I love him when he plays in the Ryder Cup because he's got some juice. He does have some juice, and he always tends to win. I'd love to look up. Maybe next week we'll figure out.
It was him and Rory was that epic epic battle. He was Captain America, but he's absolutely a villain, which is what's funny.
He is a villain.
But he has been playing some golf. Koepka, though, had that crazy round. I think Tour just much better with a guy like that who's a 5-time major winner.
Yeah.
And a big game hunter back.
Just don't let him look for the old embedded ball. You know, got to identify my golf ball, Patrick Reed. Fluff it up a little bit.
Patrick Reed moving a little sand with his club. Yeah, Koepka doesn't have any of that on his ledger. Reed, a fair amount of it. So that was one of the crazy like psycho rounds that was out there. And then I got to make sure this gentleman did make the cut and did not blow up again. He did, as a matter of fact. I was just double checking because I thought I was completely insane for a minute. Max Homa also just had.
You have a crazy one.
Yes, one of them. He was 1 under, so he's a shot behind Koepka for the tournament. This is Max Homa's just entire 2 rounds. Okay.
Oh,
he has shot his first round. He started on 10. Eagle. He dunked one from the fairway for a 2. Eagle, birdie, double. Par, bogey, double. Par, par, par. 38. Okay. Bogey, birdie, par, par, birdie, 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 bogey, 33 to come home. That's round 1. Okay. That is a 71. If you're scoring at home, he made 5 pars in the entire round.
Holy mackerel.
He made 5 pars. He made 6 birdies and an eagle. He made 2 doubles, 2 bogeys. His round 2, no less insane, possibly more insane. Par, eagle, par, bogey, birdie, par, bogey, par, birdie. Birdie, he was out in 34. Birdie, bogey, 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 birdie, bogey, par, par, par. 72.
Yeah.
How many rounds, like, competitively have you had? Maybe not making that many birdies, but maybe making that many birdies. I mean,
you'll laugh. I actually have more rounds probably like that than you know,
just cruising along.
Yeah, than 14 pars and 4 birdies for a really good 68. Like I have more rounds where I shot 69 and I made like 8 birdies.
Really?
You know, where
how do you feel about your game when that happens? Like, is it more, hey, I made 8 birdies, so I know my game's good enough to go low. I just got to fix the rough edges. Like, how do you look at that as a player?
Usually it's my putter that I know chances are I probably hit, if I made 8 birdies, I probably hit 11 greens.
I would wonder like what goes through a pro's mind. I get, because if I was.
Yeah, it's, you know what, here's the thing. I would imagine the conditions are a little bit difficult. Like you said, the greens are firming up, the wind's blowing. It's not easy to where he might have just missed a couple shots there, a yard or two left or right.
And get in big trouble there.
And then you get it. Yeah, then you put yourself in harm's way and you make a bogey. But, that just shows you the resiliency of these guys that if you were to name all those double bogeys and bogeys they had, you'd never believe they'd shoot 1 or 2 under or even par.
I can actually at least say last year I had around a 9-hole stretch like that, believe it or not. You wouldn't believe it because roughly where my game is, but I went to North Park right before the Net Championship. I played it all the way back, which I tend to do there. 40 on the front with, I believe, a double and 2 bogeys, and then 6 pars. Pretty, kind of in control of the situation. I started, here's the back 9. I still remember it in my head by heart. Bogey, 3-putt bogey from 10 feet. Okay, should have been a birdie. Hit the edge and went 4.5 feet by. Bogey, birdie, bogey. So we're at even par right now, heading to the 14th. Birdie, double bogey, we're 1 over. Bad par on another par 5. Birdie, par. 4 birdies, and I shot a 36 on the back.
Yeah.
4.
Yep. And see, that's the beautiful thing about golf is no matter how many great rounds you have, even when you have your best round and say you don't have a bogey, you get to look at it. There's always a shot you can do.
No, there's a couple. There was a couple from there. I knew I was close to maybe sneaking around even par for the first time in my life. I had a Craig Perks that day. Speaking of the players, Craig Perks, remember 2002?
Yeah.
1 putt on 3 holes, chips in twice.
How about that? Wait, time out. Did you see they showed the guy on the PGA Tour that holed out? He made a double bogey last week at the tournament. Then he holed out 3 times in a row.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
He holed from the fairway, then he chipped it in,
from the bunker.
and then a bunker. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
That was awesome.
Wait, quick one. So, just to show, lots of people are listening out there. A good friend of mine, my member partner, I'm not going to say his name.
Uh-oh.
He just texted, he said, a couple adjectives I can't put in here. He goes, "You're a hack. You never made 8 birdies."
Wow. With friends like
in
that,
a round,
who needs enemies?
No. This is from my partner. I mean, I would never throw him under the bus. We had a good chance in the member to win our flight.
Uh-huh.
And you talk about, and he was a good athlete, great basketball player. He had a putt this far.
3 feet.
No.
2 feet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Blew it.
Dead straight. Short.
That's a tough scene for him. I think that's a good revenge for you.
That's the beautiful thing about golf. Like, we laugh about it to this day. And
it's a tough scene.
I'll be in trouble. I'll probably have to buy breakfast because of this, because I mentioned it live on air.
By the way, I had a Craig Perks moment in that round at North Park. I forgot to mention this. 16th hole, I made a bad par. Should have made birdie. But I putted it. It's hit like a 4-foot putt. 17 had 2 inches for a birdie. Almost holed out from the rough.
Wow.
So I just took my wedge out of my bag and tapped it in.
Yep.
18th hole, should have been on in 2 normally and should have had a birdie, but chunked a chip, hit the next pitch shot to, again, 2 inches, kept the wedge in hand, tapped it in. I did not pull out a putter for the last 2 holes. Basically pulled a Craig Perks with the same stakes on the line. He was at Sawgrass, I was at North Park.
Wow. Hey, nice part about being back in the studio with you, we're 1 week closer to the Masters.
Mm-hmm. And we've got a guy in Ludwig Oberg who's competed at that tournament, who's 2 clear of the field going into the weekend at TPC Sawgrass. See if he can finish off what would be the biggest win of his young career after going 29 on the front and 63 overall yesterday to get a 2-shot lead over Xander Schauffele. Pat Bostic, the Panther Insider Show. Gee, what do they have to talk about? What does Pat have going on? I can't imagine any big Pitt news in the last 24 hours.
It's not just a football show?
No, it's the Panther Insider Show. They cover all the sports. So
I have a good idea.
I'm going to scratch my head and try to figure out what Pat's got cooking for you coming up next here on 93.7 The Fan. He's Craig Mankins. I'm Chris Muller. A big thank you to Sean Myers on the other side. We'll talk to you again on Going Low next weekend, next Saturday at 7 in the morning. Pat Bostic with the Panther Insider Show is next.
Y108 presents Odyssey the Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by your local AAA travel office, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and Broken Bow Records.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan gets your day started with the latest in Pittsburgh sports with the Fan Morning Show with Doran Dickerson and Adam Crowley. Weekdays 5:40 to 10. Presented by Guardian Protection on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
If you're looking for a fun round and a new spot in your rotation without spending all day on the course, Suncrest Golf and Grill is the place to play. North of Pittsburgh and just minutes from downtown Butler, Suncrest offers a fun, challenging course that's perfect for after-work rounds, weekend games with the guys, or settling a few bragging rights. When the round is over, stick around for cold drinks and the perfect place to relive every shot. Want to play 36? Don't forget our sister course, Conley Resort and Golf, and make your weekend complete. SuncrestGolf.com. Grab your buddies. Book a tee time today.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Boney and Muller think they know football until they talk to Aditi Kikawala every Wednesday at 4:15. You see Aditi each week reporting on the sidelines. Tune in as she tells us what she saw and talks about everything going on across the league. Aditi is brought to you by Mr. Water Heater, 2 Men in a Junk Truck, Tri-State Office Equipment, Hampton Beer Outlet, and Joe Ball GMC. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Today is 40 days until the NFL Draft.
Get pumped for the draft.
Our NFL Draft Watch is brought to you by Lewis Anthony Jewelers. Have we met yet? Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 as the Pittsburgh kid Neil Walker joins the Fan Morning Show. Tune in or listen on the Odyssey app as Neil gives you the latest on our Pirates. The Neil Walker Show brought to you by Mike Camlin Hyundai, Goodrich & Guys, Pittsburgh's personal injury attorneys, and Bet365 on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Y108 presents Odyssey the Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Profit. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by Giant Eagle, Pool City, True Green, and Broken Bow Records.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate Games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Our draft coverage never rests.
It's draft day.
Powered by Bowser Chevrolet. The Fan is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know leading up to the big day. Presented by Target Freight Management and brought to you by your local AAA travel office. And Groundworks, formerly Baker's Waterproofing. Don't miss the Panthers Insider Show every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 with Pat Bostic. The best insight with the top guests and everything you need to know about Pitt. The Panther Insider Show is brought to you by Voss TV and Appliance, NSS Life, Joe Ball GMC, and PGT Trucking. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. Yesterday in the World Baseball Classic, Team USA advanced as they scored a 5-3 win over Canada in the quarterfinals. That means the Americans move on to the semis on Sunday, where they'll go against Dominican Republic. Tonight, Penguins return to the ice in Utah playing the Mammoth. Puck drop is at 9. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
We talk about the game, and that's all we talk about. It's time for the Panthers Insider Show. The Panthers Insider Show with former Pitt quarterback Pat Bostic is brought to you by Voss TV and Appliances, NSS Life, Joe Ball GMC, and PGT Trucking. The Panthers Insider Show is on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
It is the Panther Insider Show. I'm Pat Bostic, with you from 8 to 9 every Saturday on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the flagship for Pitt Athletics. We have a lot to unpack today. It's the day after a significant announcement from Pitt Director of Athletics Alan Green regarding the return of Pitt head men's basketball coach Jeff Capel. A lightning rod type of announcement that has the fan base all over the place. And what better place to come than right here, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, where we open up the phone lines, 412-928-9370, and unpack this decision, unpack the future of Pitt men's basketball, unpack the 26-27 men's basketball season. And let me preface today's show, Chris Muller with a nice tease into the show, about what we're going to discuss today. Let me preface my perspective. Okay, obviously, I host this show every Saturday. I am the color analyst for Pitt football on all radio broadcasts. I'm a graduate of the University of Pittsburgh. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter, just like all of you. I also happen to work for the athletic department, but I have my own opinions. But we're going to try to distill facts here. We're going to try to remove emotion from the equation, which is difficult because what I see yesterday, what I read, what I hear is emotion, is passion, and what I hear is a fan base that cares. And some rushing to the defense and support of Jeff Capel, others lamenting the decision to bring him back for a 9th season. Reporters and journalists such as Mike DeCourcy, I think, speaking very objectively and matter-of-factly about the state of college sports and the financial implications of these types of decisions both ways. And what I think we have is a situation where no one quite understands the pressure, the burden, and the situation that a AD, in this case Alan Green, is in, and the many factors he needs to evaluate when contemplating a decision such as this one. And I know for a fact this is not a decision that was made quickly in a clumsy way. It was one that was well thought out and one that was contemplated for some time. And discussions with Jeff Capel and his staff were a huge part of that. But here we are. Jeff Capel will return for a 9th season to lead the Pitt men's basketball program. And again, let me start with this component of it. The last 2 years have not been good enough. And we'll sift through and we'll take your calls here in the second segment, just after the 8:20 fan headline. Alan Green put out a letter yesterday that really detailed, I think, in pretty successfully, the decision. And I understand that many folks probably didn't get past the first sentence of the second paragraph. After a comprehensive evaluation, I have made the decision that Jeff Capel will continue to lead our men's basketball program. I understand that many fans didn't get past that point, didn't want to read what was after that. If you haven't, you should. And if you haven't, we will go through it line by line on this show. But Jeff Capel's a good man. Jeff Capel's a good man that has represented the University of Pittsburgh well. But the last few years have not been good enough. We're at a point in the 2 years prior with an NCAA tournament run, albeit a first 4 appearance and a play-in game, whatever you want to call it. But it was a sudden turnaround led by the likes of Jamarius Burton and Blake Hinson and Nellie Cummings that injected a life back into the fan base that it hadn't had in nearly a decade at that point. Not quite, but almost. I was in Greensboro for the NCAA tournament when Pitt beat Iowa State. The same Iowa State team that went toe-to-toe with Arizona last night and lost on a last-second shot in the Big 12 tournament. And then when Pitt fell short against Xavier and Sean Miller prior to his exit to go to Texas. I watched the team in the following year with Bub Carrington and Jalen Lowe, 2 freshmen, alongside Blake Hinson. Ish Leggett, the 6th man of the year. The year before, it was Nike Sabande. I watched them put together what I felt was an NCAA tournament resume. What Jay Billis shared on this very station was an NCAA tournament resume and fall short. Didn't play in the NIT. And I, too, thought that the program was turning the corner, the proverbial corner, that Jeff Capel had found the formula. And I'm not in the business of making excuses. Again, we can argue the merits of Jeff Capel's resume at Pitt. And I think the very fact that we're having this discussion speaks to where the program is, right? Not good enough the last couple of years, and the smoke that was out there, the narrative that a change was imminent, probably appropriate given the season that Pitt had. But it doesn't mean the decision is a foregone conclusion and that other factors aren't equally plausible. And while this isn't an excuse, it's a contextual fact. During that period, after NIL had been introduced, and then Jeff Capel was able to leverage that to some effect, to some great effect, with the Hinsons and Cummings and so forth of the world, we enter a new era of revenue sharing and roster construction. And roster sizes in terms of valuation go higher. And the game changes. And Pitt didn't strike a blow when it came to these last 2 rosters. This year's a great example. And I understand those of you calling in, many are going to disagree with me. And what I'm trying to do is outline facts, not say one way or the other. Time will tell whether this decision pays off for this iteration of Pitt men's basketball. Jeff Capel and his staff and this team for 26-27, they won't necessarily validate or invalidate this decision, but they will validate or invalidate their plan for the future of the program. And we can get into the resources necessary to do so. But these last 2 teams weren't good enough. This year's team, however, and there's merit in discussing this as we kind of compile a table of contents for the book that is this decision and this coming year and the future of Pitt men's basketball, that there are pieces to this roster and pieces on the way in terms of high school recruits that provided a glimpse into what the future could look like under Jeff Capel, that Alan Green likely contemplated when making this decision, with the Roman Cialeppas of the world, the Noya Cindercitis of the world that made progress towards the end of the year, Amari Witherspoon in the ACC tournament, and then a highly touted recruiting class, the addition of a general manager in Jay Kuntz, who really had no impact on the roster for this past season, but will have a heavy hand in constructing the roster for next year's team. And as the phone lines fill up, 412-928-9370, we'll get into all of this. And again, as we close this segment, we all want Pitt to be successful. We all have opinions on how Pitt should go about being successful. Only one person, a group of people, a university has to make decisions that it feels are the best in terms of being successful both short and long term. And the decision has been made that Jeff Capel will return as head coach for Pitt men's basketball. So we turn our attention to what that means, how the program is successful in 26-27, and the pieces that exist or need to be added in order for that to happen, how a basketball program, and a football program for that matter, and there's more national news about this, goes about competing in today's landscape. All factors that weighed into this. And we'll take your calls again. More Panthers Insider on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan after this break.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Penguins back on the ice tonight as Pittsburgh plays in Utah against the Mammoth with puck drop at 9. The Pirates are coming off of a 7-5 victory on Friday against the Detroit Tigers. Mike Clevenger earned the victory. Working into the fifth inning, he gave up just one hit, a couple of earned runs, and 5 strikeouts. Pirates back at it today, playing the Orioles. First pitch is at 1:05. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Imagine fulfilling all your office furniture needs under one roof. At Tri-State, we make it simple. From liquidations and office moves to design services, architectural walls, installation, and everything in between. No project is too big and no project is too small. And with our family of companies, Tri-State Office Furniture, Tri-State Office Interiors, and Tri-State Office Express, you get every solution in one place. Why go anywhere else? Call 412-771-0760. Experience the Tri-State difference.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROME. Get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROME on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's going to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Voss TV and Appliance is my game plan for quality appliance and exceptional service. Pat Bostic here for my friends at Voss TV and Appliance, a trusted third-generation family-owned business. Voss carries many big-name television and appliance brands and provides helpful and honest guidance on product selection. Voss also has the best prices and most reliable service in the area. Get Voss TV and Appliance on your team today. Call 412-650-VOSS. That's 412-650-VOSS or visit VossTV.com.
It's St. Patrick's Day weekend, which means you need beer, the official start of the 2026 party season. Kick off the weekend with a perfect special for St. Patty's Day. Murphy's Irish Stout. Hampton Beer Outlet has cases of Murphy's for just $27.99. That's right, just $27.99 for a case of Murphy's Stout. Perfect for the weekend. So get to Hampton Beer Outlet for Murphy's Irish Stout, $27.99. Drive a little, save a lot. The best prices, the best customer service. Hampton Beer Outlet, Route 8 in Hampton.
That pallet of pavers collecting dust, the beginnings of a garden, those stray fence posts. Are you haunted by half-finished projects on your land? John Deere is here to say, not anymore. Our compact tractors allow you to swap implements easily, and they're backed by the nation's largest dealer network. You always had the right idea, and with the right tools, those projects can get finished for good. Nothing runs like a Deere. Learn more at johndeere.com/compact tractors.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Before the first tee time and before the sun comes up, the Cedarbrook Golf Grounds crew is mowing and rolling greens. At Cedarbrook Golf Club, they believe public golf should feel just as good as a private golf club. Cedarbrook Golf Club works hard every day to keep the greens smooth and fast and fairways nicely mowed. Come experience the difference and book your tee time today. Check it out at cedarbrookgolfcourse.com. That's cedarbrookgolfcourse.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Now, back with more of the Panthers Insider Show with former Pitt quarterback Pat Bostic on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Welcome back to the Panther Insider Show. This Saturday, March 14th. Coming up, we got St. Patrick's Day parade. We got Guinness flowing throughout the city. We got conference tournament, championship semifinals, the A10 tournament down at PPG Paints Arena. NCAA tournament selection Sundays tomorrow. It's a fun time of year, and we're talking Pitt basketball today. The Panthers concluded their season last week with a valiant run, a win against Stanford in the ACC tournament, but ultimately fell short, 98-88. Lost to NC State in the second round of the ACC tournament, rather, concluding their season. Pitt, a disappointing year, but won 4 of their last 6, 13-20 overall. And Alan Green announces yesterday that Jeff Capel will return for his 9th season, and what that means and how we unpack that, well, we're doing that here on the Panther Insider Show. Again, taking your calls, 412-928-9370. What is true is that Pitt will likely return now at least some semblance of a nucleus from this year's team. And who that could be, Roman Cialepa tops that list. I feel like he's a player that Panther fans really identified with. And certainly continuity of leadership when it comes to retaining players is really important. It's not the only reason to maintain continuity, but it is certainly a supporting factor. And Roman Cialepa showed a lot of promise as a true freshman, as did Amari Witherspoon at times. Noya Cindersitis, really a freshman, despite having played a season at Iowa State. And we start talking then about Makari Moore. Could Barry Dunning have another year? This talented freshman class with Chase Foster and Anthony Falesi. It's a talented top 15 class. And then the work that Jay Kuntz, newly minted about a little less than a year now, Pitt general manager, longtime West Virginia staffer, worked for Bob Huggins down there, who can get after it in the portal. And I'll try to be objective here, but it's not a bad nucleus of returners that you could bring in some veteran, mature players. And this is something that Alan Green referenced in his letter, to add some mature, experienced players around that group to get this thing back on the tracks and back moving again under Jeff Capel's leadership. And we've got calls lined up. Title Man's been on the line since the beginning of the show. Let's go to our man, Title Man. Title Man, good morning.
Good morning, Pat.
How are you?
I'm fine. I mean, obviously the facts are the facts. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Jeff Capel, if this was a different set of circumstances, in terms of the economics, he'd be looking for a job today. But there are many schools that can afford that kind of a buyout. That's just, you might want to, go off on hysterics, but it is what it is. I mean, I look at it this way. This gives Coach Capel an opportunity at redemption. It does.
Certainly does.
And I'll say one thing, especially down the stretch. He coached those kids up. I mean, they played. Cam Corrin played his butt off down the stretch. And and a whole bunch of them did.
They did.
Guys at first just started to get an opportunity. Nugget and Roman. When Roman Salupa couldn't make a free throw when he got here, I can't shoot. I think he still can't shoot from the right hand or left hand. But I thought he did a good job. The problem is you can't lose to Quinnipiac. You can't lose to Hofstra. You can't lose by 40 points to Louisville. I mean, normally we'd be saying that he's gone, but he's not gone, and he's given an opportunity. And I think things can turn around. But it's going to be a tough sell. I'm re-upping, but it's going to be a tough sell for Pitt season ticket holders.
There's no doubt, Title Man. I appreciate the call. Yeah, you're going to have to prove it. It's an important offseason. Talk about that nucleus returning. They got to improve. They got to get stronger. That development, and Alan Green referenced, right, the comprehensive analysis, and that'll be ongoing. And the evolution of the program needs to continue. The evolution of this team, whatever it looks like, however it's constructed. But appreciate Title Man. Tom in Bradenton. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. I agree with what everybody says. Obviously the contract that Coach Capel has is tough to buy out, and also that top 15 class. How do you explain to these people if you lose your coach? You're going to probably lose them. Also, I believe we're still in the running for that kid out of Texas. I think his name is Alston. If you lose Capel, you're not going to get him at all. So I agree that they were playing really pretty well at the end, and I think we have a better year coming.
I appreciate the call, Tom. Interesting perspective. Again, it's a mixed bag out there, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to open the phone lines today and take your calls, despite knowing that we might get into a tussle or two. this morning and trying to keep things straight down the middle and be objective about the facts in this situation and where this program is going for this coming year. And that's really where we're focused, right? This isn't a long-term type of thing in college sports anymore. It's win now. And the Panthers did not win enough this year, need to win more next year. And how do they do that? Well, there's some pieces in place and some pieces coming that certainly will play a part in that. Bob in Leechburg. Bob, good morning.
Hey, Pat, just a couple quick things on him. But before I get to you, it's the first time I ever talked to you. You are a gem of Pitt sports, and the first thing that comes in my mind, young man, when I hear your name or your voice is 13-9, brother. You heard them so bad, they're trying to do the same thing over again 18 years later to try to get it right. So
yes, they are. I appreciate it.
Kudos to you, young man. But,
thank you.
I was in college sports back when Capel was, and I'm his age. And what I think people don't understand, Bud, and I understand win now, but the landscape of college sports is absolutely, in my opinion, putrid. Probably even when you were coming up, or when I was coming up, it was you went based on where you felt your academics and your program and your coach and your leader of men are, and their job is to make you young men. And Coach Capel, he comes from Coach K, and he's a winner. He's a leader. He knows how to make young boys into young men. And let's face it, everybody wants to win and wants to go pro, but you better prepare for life. And I promise you, Jeff Capel is that man. And the unfortunate thing is, I hope Nick Saban and the people that are trying to get their footing into stabilizing the college sports, I hope it gets right, because in some aspects we had the haves and the have-nots at the high D1 level forever. But you still at least had a shot, especially like a March Madness. And when this money is way out of whack, people have to realize that the chances went from, barely competitive at that high level to obnoxiously uncompetitive because of the money. And it's not an excuse. Coach Capel is a leader of men. He's great for Pitt. And if we had the backing, we had the pockets, we could be the Kansas and the Dukes and the North Carolinas. But guess what? We're not. And Jamie Dixon, I love Jamie Dixon. When he played, that aspect of basketball was like just starting to get there with the monies. It's always been there. You know that. I know that. Yep. But not like this. Not like this. And I just think people need to understand, when you go to college, if you can use your academics and your physical tools to get a scholarship to go be a better young man, that's what it's all about. And if we can get the situation figured out, we'll be competitive. But at the same time, you are an example. I'm an example. College athletics helps you prepare you for life. And these people that walk around thinking, well, hey, we're Division I, we should be, in the Final Four. I don't know how realistic it is in today's landscape. I hope it changes, but just be proud of Pitt. You're proud of Pitt. I'm proud of Pitt. And I can tell you, Capel is making young men every day. So I'm a big fan of Capel and hell to Pitt.
I appreciate your call, Bob. Thank you very much. Let's go to Frank in Chippewa on the fan hotline. Frank, good morning.
Hey, big guy. How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother.
Yeah, listen, I didn't like that they rehired him. I understand the reason, because he has 4 years left, and that has to be the only reason, because I heard the boosters, came up with the money, to buy him out. What does that say to the boosters that are willing to give the money to the program to try something new? And why won't they make Jeff get rid of his coaching staff? Because it hasn't been working. And I realize he's a great guy. I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate the call, Frank. And I'll speak to that a little bit. Right. These are dynamic situations. And I said it earlier, and I'm not – listen, I work for Alan Green at Pitt. I also work for Odyssey Pittsburgh and host a show on 93.7 The Fan. And sometimes that's a tough needle to thread, right? But I'll speak to the facts around that situation. Alan Green has undergone, and spoke to this, a comprehensive review of the program and what direction to go, and assessed the landscape, assessed the financial components of this, right? And what may or may not have been reported out there, what may or may not be true in terms of money being raised and those types of things, that narrative took on a life of its own. And if there's truth to that, certainly those conversations are between Alan and those individuals. But I would say this, right? No day's the same when it comes to evaluating and making this decision. And the most important thing is how you position the program to be successful when the decision is made. And the reality is, when you speak to the financial component of it, now more than ever, building a roster is about money. It just is. And I have no doubt that was a consideration. But all the scuttlebutt out there, and that's what happens with social media, we don't know what's true and what isn't. Let's go to Sharpsville and our guy Sean. Sean, good morning.
Good morning. First of all, I like Jeff. I was a coach on the George Mason staff with Coach Larinagas. Number one, the caller a couple times ago saying it's about athletics. You can have good athletic coaches and also develop players. Coach Larinaga was probably one of the best ever been around, and Paul Westhead. The failures in this Pitt program goes a lot longer in the development of the players, going back to the players that he's had in development. Several of the players that have left that I know very well have all stated that there was things that he said behind the scenes that were not true or correct. And so there were several. So, I mean, secondly, just because he has a top 15 class in today's – look, John won. We won at George Mason, not Pitt. So that's an excuse. Pitt should be winning. You guys should be investing more in the program. You guys, we won at George Mason.
Yeah.
And the problem of the matter that sits here with the University of Pittsburgh is number one is the development in some of the areas that they are trying to do in the coaching, and that's what he does not do. Going all the way back to working with Coach Garfinkel at 5-star basketball when it was the top. And if you guys cannot see and look at the percentage of players that have gone out, that have left there and have stated the complaints about Jeff and things that were promised to them when they came in. Now, I heard about your recruiting class. Good recruiting class doesn't mean they're all going to stay right now. The commitment of these kids today can switch in 2 seconds. When you see a program that has struggled, they can come in and they can leave very fast. They're not signed to any letters right now. They're not there. And after watching what the program is, and also watching right now that you got a coach on the hot seat, and I'm a top recruit, one of the things that you teach these kids in the recruiting process is you want them to see the stability of the program, the stability of the facilities, the stability of the money that you guys are not putting up, and wonder why you can't keep them right there. I mean, I don't want to hear any more about Pitt can't win, because Pitt can win. But until you guys want to sit down there and bring in coaches that can develop, that can recruit and keep, you're never going to win at Pitt, and it's not going to happen. And you don't even know if this recruiting class is even going to stay. Thank you.
I appreciate the call, Sean. Got a coach calling in. How about that, Sean Myers? Good insight. Listen, we're opening up the phone lines because I want your opinion. I want your perspective, and we've got a variety of perspectives. What I say today is really not that important. I want to hear what you have to say, and we'll take your lead. 412-928-9370. Mark from Burgettstown's on the line. We'll get to him after this break. More about the decision to retain Jeff Capel, his 9th season as head men's basketball coach at the University of Pittsburgh. We'll take a few more calls, and then we'll get into our closing arguments, if you will, on this edition of the Panther Insider Show on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. In the World Baseball Classic on Friday, Team USA prevailed 5-3 against Canada in the quarterfinals. That means the Americans are moving on to the semis. They'll play Dominican Republic Sunday night. Elsewhere in the world of baseball, the Pirates notched a 7-5 victory against the Detroit Tigers in spring training ball. Pirates-Orioles today, first pitch at 1:05. Fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more headlines, you can check out 937thefan.com.
Do you have experience working on Class 8 heavy-duty trucks? Consider a career with PGT Trucking Maintenance. PGT is now hiring experienced diesel mechanics in Midland and Blairsville, PA. Support the fleet by helping to maintain PGT's late model equipment, including international and Peterbilt tractors. Technicians should be able to complete a preventative maintenance inspection. Experience in the trucking industry is preferred. Call 1-800-TEAM-PGT or apply online at pgttrucking.com/work.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 93.7 The Fan. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days if your bet loses. And let me explain to you how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. That's 10 chances to play all tourney long. And you've got game props, you've got money line, spreads, totals, futures, and more. You can even mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. However, you want to fill out your bracket. FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, makes it easy to stay in the action day after day. So visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to sign up today. FanDuel, it's time to dance. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Must apply select token each day. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking to turn your firearms into cash? Keystone Shooting Center is here with top dollar offers. From a single piece to an entire collection, they make it easy. Stop by Keystone Shooting Center today for a free, no-obligation appraisal and walk out with a great deal. Your unused gear is their business. Visit Keystone Shooting Center at 925 Sheridan Drive in Mars. They buy used guns and they pay top dollar. Keystone Shooting Center.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid to finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With the center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13, and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission, no cash access, and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Here's Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan's Fan About Town. Check out Leyland Exteriors at the Home and Garden Show. Need a new roof, gutters, or siding? Check them out and see why they're the #1 roofing company in the region. Family owned and operated. Learn about their Respect Your Home guarantee. Wayland Exteriors. No mess, no stress. Pittsburgh's undisputed car wash champion is Mr. Magic. Get a free premium wash by texting FAN to 47757 or visiting MrMagicCarWash.com. Then stop by any of their 23 neighborhood locations to enjoy the most exceptional wash in the burg. Enjoy the shine at Mr. Magic Car Wash. happy home improvement season from Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Home equity loan rates are as low as 5.25%. For full terms and to see if you qualify, visit AllegiantFCU.org. Membership eligibility required. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by the NCUA. For more information, visit 937thefan.com.
At jeepofpittsburgh.com, it's their declaration of deal sales event. Bring us your best offer on any Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram truck, and we will beat it. No games, easy as that. Visit jeepofpittsburgh.com for all the details. We are Pittsburgh Jeep Store.
It's the Panther Insider Show with former Pitt quarterback Pat Bostic on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Phone lines filled up on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. It's the Panther Insider Show. 412-928-9370. Bucko Talk follows our hour. Jason Mackey, I believe on site, he's down in Bradenton, down in Florida. He'll be bringing us Bucko Talk. Sean Myers behind the glass, masterfully handling the ones and twos this morning. We got the Going Low show with Chris Muller got underway today, which is a great sign. This means golf season is nearing and almost upon us. The Players' Championship this weekend being contested at TPC Sawgrass down in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. College basketball. Got a lot of great games on today. Just going to go through the docket for you as you plan out your Saturday. Maybe have a pint of Guinness or two as you watch this. Wisconsin, Michigan in the Big Ten semifinal at 1 o'clock. Vanderbilt, Florida, 1 o'clock as well. SEC tournament semifinal. On the other side of the bracket, you got Ole Miss and Arkansas. Chris Beard and Ole Miss making a bit of a run. They'll take on John Calipari's squad in that other semifinal. Purdue and UCLA, Mick Cronin got UCLA playing pretty well at 23-10 and coming off of a win over Nebraska. Houston, Arizona should be a battle in the Big 12 final. And then the capper, well, not the capper, really, because at 8:30 you got Duke and Virginia. But the one I'm looking forward to, Sean Myers, is Rick Pitino and Danny Hurley. Madison Square Garden, 6:30 tip. UConn St. John's in the Big East Championship at the Garden. We're talking about Alan Green's decision to bring back Jeff Capel for a ninth season, a complex, well-thought-out decision. You could argue about which way it went, but the process, the thought that goes into it, Alan detailed in a letter. We'll get into that a little bit more as we wrap up the show. But we'll go to Mark in Burgettstown. Mark, good morning.
Hey, Pat, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Okay. Hey, I'm glad to see Capel stay here. You know, those kids played their asses off for him.
Yep.
You know, and the previous guy said, well, you'll bring in a good recruiting class. What's going to keep them here? Win or lose, win or losses? No, it's money. Pitt needs to step up and pay these kids what they're worth, and then you'll keep your program together. I think Capel's a really good coach.
I appreciate the call this morning, Mark. We're going to get into the money stuff. I have a that's like my job, so we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Talk about how that works. Go to Chris in Uniontown. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Pat. I disagree with the last caller. I agree with the coach that called in.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't about the money. I grew up, I'm almost 60. I look back at life when coaches was coaching before money came into play. If you can't coach, you can't coach. And another thing, they recruit a lot of centers. Who is in charge on that coaching staff of developing them centers that they've been recruiting for years? I don't know. Is it his brother? I don't know, Pat. Tell me.
I'm not sure who works with the bigs, but Tim O'Toole has worked with the bigs in the past, and Jason Capel, Milan Brown. I want to hear your thought on the centers. You're saying there's a lack of development in the post?
Yes, man. We lost a lot of them guys, them twins.
Yeah.
We lost them. We had that one guy. I forgot he was after. We ain't had development of a center since the one guy left that played for Oklahoma City. What was his name?
John Hughley's playing for Duquesne right now.
No. What's the other guy? What's the other years ago?
Oh, Steven Adams. That's way back when. He was only here for 1 year too.
Yeah, but we ain't have no center development since then. I haven't seen it. You're recruiting all these big guys, and I haven't seen no development. They're just standing around shooting threes, and no one's playing in the post.
I really appreciate the call this morning, Chris. That's a really good point. That's a really good point, and I'm going to counterpoint it, but it does speak to where we're at, right? Deshaun Jackson didn't play a minute this year for Pitt. And Pitt was able to get him from Iowa State in the transfer portal. 6'11", big body. They were going to play through him. You know, his NIL number, widely reported as being significant, and couldn't play, was not eligible, was not cleared to play this year for Pitt. Let's just put it that way. And we can argue why that happened, how it was allowed to happen, how Pitt didn't know about, if there was a health issue or if there was something, whatever. He didn't play for Pitt. And there's no question that a big, Cam Corhan's not a 5. And I agree with whoever called earlier, maybe it was Title Man, that Cam Corhan had a heck of a year, was asked to do a lot, playing 38 minutes a game. Pitt does need a big, and they need to add a couple bigs this year in the portal and have some guys they can throw the ball into that can make and score and get to the free throw line and rebound at a high level. They did not have that. They haven't had that in a couple of years. Even Federico was simply a defensive presence and a screener at the center spot. So I do appreciate that call, and the point is well taken. Al on the road. Al, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Great. I'm heading to play some indoor golf today, but let me tell you, I had the mini plan, and I've been to quite a few games down there, and I have a hard time. He just doesn't develop nobody. The last caller hit the nail on the head. I went to the Louisville game. I just got comfortable in my seat. They're down 16-2. He don't even call timeout. I sat through one game when he left Corhan in there with 4 fouls, and at the post game he didn't realize that was his 4th foul, and then he got his 5th foul 30 seconds later. I don't understand it. It's still coaching. He can bring in all the players he wants. He's still got to be able to develop them, and I just see no development from him. I see no coaching from him.
Al, I appreciate the call. I try not to think about that Louisville game. I try not to think about that one. And again, we've got to talk about Guaranteed Picks, brought to you by Voss TV and Appliance. Guaranteed Picks, there will be one technical foul from a coach in the Big East final. That's a Guaranteed Pick, brought to you by Voss TV and Appliance. Family owned for over 60 years and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Probably going to be Hurley that gets teed up. Because St. John's pretty good. UConn's pretty good. That's going to be a battle, an old school Big East battle between UConn and St. John's. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Chilly and cloudy today with a high of 47. We unpacked Alan Green's decision on retaining Jeff Capel and not making a change, I think, in great detail this morning. We've talked through his letter, and I want to address one thing before we part ways today. And Jim from Jefferson's calling in. I'm not going to have time to get to Jim, but Jim's always welcome on this show. I see a lot of, I'm going to start with the fan perspective. Those of you that are saying, I'm done, I'm not coming to the Pete, until there's a change made, I'm going to protest, I'm going to sit out, whatever. I'm going to ask you a question. Is that productive? Does coming to the games and cheering on your team or voicing your displeasure say more about your passion than not coming? And I understand it works both ways, right? You don't want to support decisions that you disagree with. But this is about more than that. This is about what's best for Pitt. And we all play a role in that. The AD, the coach, the staff, the players, the fans, the zoo, the cheerleaders, everybody. It is a group effort. And while you may not agree, and newsflash, there's a good chance you're not going to agree with everything. I don't agree with everything. But everyone's got a role to play and a call to answer. And there's no question that Pitt basketball needs to improve. And we now know that Jeff Capel is in charge of that improvement effort for 26-27 from a roster, schematic, execution standpoint. And that we're going to see this roster evolve under the guidance of Jeff Capel, but also Jay Kuntz, the general manager. And a schedule is going to be put together, and Pitt is going to play basketball at the Peterson Event Center this fall and upcoming winter. And the plan is to resource that roster and that program to be successful and to win. And if that happens, though you may have questions right now about your willingness to be there and go there and support, you will be there when Pitt is competing in the ACC, just like you were there after being disappointed in 21-22 when Pitt was making a run at an ACC title in 22-23. And if I'm mixing my years up, forgive me. It's been a long 24 hours. If you have the means to support Pitt basketball from a financial standpoint, whether it be through your personal means or if you have a business or if you're a corporate sponsor, my plea to you is we need to invest in this program now. And it has been invested in. And Alan Green stated that. That roster was well-funded last year. It needs to be done again and at a higher and sustainable level. And we will be asking for your help. That's my public service announcement as we close the show today and as we look forward to another season of Pitt basketball. A lot of Pitt football talk starting up again next week. Again, it's hoops frenzy right now. A lot of news yesterday. I think today's show merited a lot of basketball talk. We got through it. Appreciate your calls. Pitt football coming back from spring break. We'll get back to spring ball this week. We'll dive into that. Much, much more when we come back next Saturday. Sean Myers, appreciate you behind the glass. All of our callers this morning. You make this show fun. We'll chat with you next week. Enjoy the basketball and the weather this weekend. Hail to Pitt.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Homeowners, if your home needs a new roof, call a Platinum Preferred Roofing Contractor. Owens Corning only selects the best 1% of all its dealers, and JP Roofing and Signing has earned that honor. They've accomplished this through hard work and customer satisfaction and offer the best warranty in the business. Homeowners receive $500 off any roof or siding installation. Ask about 100% financing, no payments for 18 months, and free estimates. All that, JP Roofing and Siding. Give them a call at 412-829-7711. That's 829-7711.
Truck month. Oh, yes, it is at Schultz Ford. Oh, man, what an exciting time. You know about those F-150s and how spectacular they are. Why don't you get one? So check out all the great locations. Schultz Ford, Wexford, Schultz Ford, South and West Mifflin, Schultz Ford in Harmer, Schultz Ford in Wheeling, and always online at schultzford.com. You ever been in an F-150? You ever driven one? They are something. I mean, they cannot be beaten. So get there and check it out online. Like I said, schultzford.com. See what you want. Maybe head into one of those great dealerships that I talked about. There are so many F-150s and Rangers in stock right now. On the lot, ready to go for, you guessed it, truck month. So check it all out online. Do that right now. schultzford.com.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
KDKA FM. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. The Pirates won 7-5 against the Detroit Tigers in spring training baseball on Friday. Mike Clevenger earned the victory. Working into the fifth, he gave up just one hit, a couple of earned runs with 5 strikeouts. Pirates back at it today, playing the Orioles 105, the first pitch. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of them, you can visit 937thefan.com.
Speaking of that Pirates game, Dukes lost by 5. Steelers signed veteran defensive lineman Sebastian Joseph Day, and we are joined by Alex Stumpf. You may know him from MLB.com. He has a new gig. You're working with the North Shore 9. Tell us what you're doing, first of all, Alex, before we get into the Pirates.
Yeah, I'm doing a daily podcast with North Shore 9 right now called Offbeat, like a daily 15-minute look at what's going on with the team. Talked a little about Connor Griffin and Carmen Majinski this week. So on YouTube, wherever you get podcasts, I'd check it out. But I might be biased.
Wow, Connor Griffin, that's you had to go out on a limb to talk about that one, eh?
Yeah, I guess there's a little buzz around him.
Well, let's get right at it. What do you think will / should happen with Connor?
Well, I've heard optimism on the Pirates side that they think that a deal is possible, that he could sign a long-term extension.
Oh, wow.
Like it's not saying that it's going to happen, but like it's a possibility. So I think that's going to really dictate what Connor Griffin's next couple months look like. Like, not saying that he has to have a long-term deal to be on the opening day team, but the path gets a lot harder if it's going to be like, okay, we're willing to give up a year of service time for you. So we're going to see how that turns out. I think there are areas where he can grow. I think some of those areas could happen in Indianapolis. So, like, I don't think if he starts the year in the minors, it's stunning his development or anything. But that said, I think he could also grow at the major league level. So still got a couple weeks left in spring training, still have the potential of, if he signs a long-term deal, we're going to see. But he is pretty darn compelling, isn't he?
He is. You don't think this is predetermined, do you? Do you think they're honestly looking at the results from spring to make their determination with him?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's like they came in and said, like, oh, he's going to start the year in the minors no matter what. Like, no, it wasn't a case like that. If he earns the job, look, this whole offseason has been about trying to build the best possible team for 2026. I have to imagine Connor Griffin factors into that somehow. But no, this wasn't like, Paul Skeens 2 years ago where there was pretty much no chance that he was making the opening day team. He came into this camp with a real possibility.
It's funny. Our first caller tonight said it's like this weird universe where, as a Pirate fan, I'm now focused on this year. not about what this guy might do in 2 years or who might be traded for this. It's like, wow, this is about this season. And it seems like from the offseason, the Pirates are committed to that as well. Do you like what they have put together to this point?
I like the message that it sent. Whenever Ryan O'Hearn did his introductory press conference, he talked about, the Brandon Lau trade, and that kind of indicated to him okay, this team is serious. I think signing O'Hearn is another sign that says, hey, they're serious. You only have so many years with a guy like Paul Skeens. There's only so many years that any pitcher is going to be the best pitcher in the world. And you got to try to maximize that. There's only so many years